Alright, ladies and gentlemen, Baron here, and the hype is real right now. We've got confirmation, pretty much confirmation that the M18 Hellcat will likely be in the next patch because it's been posted on the dev blog, and that's usually what they do, right? So I think I'm pretty excited. It looks like we're going to have a regular one as well as a premium one, the Black Cat, as we get surprise butt sexed here in our M8A1, which I've often called the Tier 1 Hellcat for a number of reasons. Basically, open-turreted, pretty fast speed, and it's got a really good gun for its tier at Tier 1, but battle rating 2.7 means you'll often fight against T-34s, M4 Sherwin-Williams, but, you know, stuff like that. So I've often called the M8A1 the basically Tier 1 M18 Hellcat. That's why we're playing it. Achtung, Panzer. So we're going to be rolling in. But I think it's awesome that they're adding the M18 Hellcat. It's a very iconic American armor from the era, you know, World War II era. And it's just going to be really interesting. Now, I wondered why when they did, you know, the American tanks, why they never put the M18 Hellcat, or just American tank destroyers in general. You know, we've kind of got some tanks right now, the M8A1 and then the Panzer II, I believe it was the H, that open-turreted kind of tank destroyer style. The ZIS-30 even you could compare roughly, you know, as given that it's open-turreted. It's very slow and it's got a fantastic gun, but still, so you can see from the pictures that it is just looking great. Right, both the Black Cat and the Hellcat. But I often wondered, you know, why didn't they incorporate it? And I think it's because how would you balance the M18 Hellcat? You know, how would you do that? The thing has got, like, its speed alone is just absolutely ridiculous. It was the fastest tank destroyer of the war, and for many years after it. Not many, you know, the Russians and Germans tended to go with casemate style tank destroyers, basically what I would consider like brawlers, tank destroyers that are good at just brawling out. Ooh, there we go. Got some nice hits on this T-34E with the spaced armor. We are penetrating him. That sounds awfully sexual. Oh, we're not able to pen there, so we're gonna have to aim a little lower. But yeah, Hellcats during the war, they were fighting Panthers, you know, mainly Panthers and Tigers to an extent. So that'd be very difficult. You know, it's got the M1, I believe, the 76mm gun, so it's not the best at penning those tanks from the front. But what it could do is that it could pen them from the sides. And when you think about the M18 Hellcat, it's got this amazing speed. That's what it should be using. That's its main talent, you know, or main strength, per se. Oh, there we go. Ooh, got nicked. Commander wounded. Let's pull out of there. Incoming artillery fire. Let's use some of the speed and dip out of there. It's getting a little hectic. Maybe... Ooh. Maybe get down here. Oh, he sees me. We got a hit on him. Ground unit destroyed off someone. Who was that? Now, we don't have artillery because we're not... Oh, yes? Hello, friend. There's another light tank, the Mr. M22 Locust. But, yeah, so, like, I thought about why isn't the Hellcat in the game when they released American tanks? And I think it's because... Oh, God. These guys are just running in here. Oh man, we got shot from behind. Let's get out of here. Oh man, they're just flanking everywhere. Well, if you think about the M18 Hellcat, what a lot of people I don't think know is that... Oh man, we're getting really wrecked right here. It was a unique tank chassis. That's what enabled it to be so fast. It wasn't based off an M4, M3, M5, anything like that. It was its own unique thing. And a lot of American tank destroyers did go open-turreted, but some of them were based off other tank chassis like the M36 and the M10, the Jackson and the Wolverine. Man, we're kind of... This one is a really good tank, so that's why its battle rating kind of puts it against a little bit of fiercer competition. Now let's ram through this wall. Oosh. And let's push onward. But I thought that, how would you really account for the Hellcat in War Thunder? Because it's going to be so fast. Like, how do you balance that, right? You kind of have some previews as, like, there are some very fast tanks in War Thunder right now, but the Hellcat would be easily the fastest. I don't know why it gave me that weird aiming. Come on, let's hit this guy. Aw, titties. We'll take the assist. Where did that come from? From behind me? But I think it's going to be a great addition, and I hope that they add all of the American tank destroyers in the next patch. I'm hoping they actually add British tanks, because those are what I'm very, very excited for, but there's been no real news about it. And this guy's just casually shooting me. Casually. So there's a Sturmgeschütz 3, so there's the other kind of basically tank destroyer doctrine. Now the Russians did have some interesting tank destroyers. In fact, all the nations did. But, you know, with the ZIS-30, thing's basically a really good gun on top of a tractor. Critical hit. Hopefully it slowed him down so we can finish him off with one good shot. Maybe aim a little lower, try for the ammunition. Oh shit, what was that? I keep getting dinked by stuff. I'm not really sure what it is. But yeah, so American tank destroyers, right? Just a shot in the dark right there. M3. Trying to find ourselves in a position where we can do some good work for our team. This is actually a pretty good flanking spot. Getting lots of potential shots off people. Oh shit. Does this guy see me? Who's shooting at me? Commander's wounded. Oh, that Panzer IV I don't think sees me. I think he just got knocked out. Oh, this... Oh my god. Wow. That was just a cluster right there. Both of us distracted. I stopped in front of him. He was looking somewhere else. You know, I didn't really know that was both of us. IL-4 took us out with bombs. That's unfortunate. But, yep, open turreted, fast. I mean, the main thing is the speed. There's going to be tanks that you can't really pen from the front, but you're going to flank and spank her. That's what you really, really want to do. Get around, flank them, spank them. That's what they did during the war. That's how they basically dealt with things like Panthers and the like. So let us switch just to our primary gun, the 76mm. No? Wait a minute. What the tits? Okay, there we go. There we go. I don't know, I guess I messed up my controls. What was that? Running in with the M3 Lee. I kind of consider this a tank destroyer of sorts. Because you're really, you know, if you're dealing with most of the tanks you're going to be going up against, you can only really use the 76. It's pretty tall silhouette. Oh man, they're taking it. I'm going to need to get in there and shoot. Now, dealing with T-34s, I realized from the front, the only real spot that I can pen them and get knockout blows is through the turret ring. Because those things are beasts. Now, do I want to call in? Let's see. Kills and... Yeah, I probably need to call in a bomber. Nope, someone else got it. But since we are considered a medium tank... Shit. T-34 over here. Alright, so I know I have to aim for his turret ring. That sucks. This is not a fight I want to get in, but he's in a really good spot. I can't see him at all. There we go. Shit. T-34 right through the front. So, anyway, we'll finish off with a little more pictures on the Hellcat. How do you think it's gonna? How do you think the Hellcat's gonna play? I mean, it's such a unique tank. I think, like, even though we've got the Panzer II-H and the M8A1, both of which I've called Tier 1 Hellcats in the past, and I do have some pretty good gameplay on them if you want to check them out. And then what else is going to be happening in the next patch? All of that, you know, just kind of talks about, like, what do you think are the best ways to play the Hellcat? I think it's definitely a flank and spink. It's not a brawler, it's not a Stug. It's not, you know, an SU or an ISU 100 or anything like that. And I'm just really excited for it. I think it's about time we got these things. For, like, it's interesting why they weren't incorporated, but, like, I mean, if you think about it, since it's its own tank chassis, there's no models. They weren't modeling that in. They can't just be like, oh, it was based off an M4 chassis, let's do that. And I think one of maybe the main issues was as far as matchmaking and balancing. Like, you put that in and you do it wrong, that thing would either suck or would run riot. It's very easy. It's got a very finite line of, you know, how do we balance this tank? You know, as with most, but with that speed and that fragile of, you know, a platform, a gun platform, is very weak. But when you're moving, it's very difficult to hit you, and that thing can move. So pretty excited for the M18 Hellcat. Let me know if you guys are too. Make sure to pull the trigger on the like button. And you know what? The tank request series is going onward, so feel free to let me know which tank you want me to play next. But I had to show you some of these pictures of the M18 Hellcat, get the hype going, and kind of, if you've heard whispers or, you know, some people data mine to find files added, you know, kind of what's being added on the next patch, you know, feel free to let us all know. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I thank y'all for watching. Make sure to pull the trigger on the like button and let me know how excited or how skeptical you are of the M18 Hellcat's ability. And if you are also interested in, you know, the M10 Wolverine or the M36 Jackson. So let me know.